Hello there. Hello, hello. Welcome to Trinity Stamps. Hello, Amanda. Happy Saturday. Can you guys hear me? I'm trying out my mic, my lapel mic. And hopefully everything's charged. Last time, one of my devices was not charged. So hopefully we're good to go with all the things today. Got my glasses so I can read your comments. Yay, I'm so glad you can hear me. Welcome. Hello. We're all here. I love it. So today we're going to be playing with, I have up on screen here, a cute little gift box. These are ones I've already made, but I'm going to have a little bit different version today. So I'm excited about that. I love making little treat boxes. I love making cute things that aren't cards, of course, as well as cards, but I love making little gifts that you can give or, something you can put a little treat in, a gift card in. Of course, I love that. So that's what we're going to do today. And this box actually does both a treat and a gift card. So love that. All right. So how's everybody doing this Saturday? Are you having any sunshine? We're having sunshine in Idaho finally after tons of snow. We had not very much snow this winter, then a ton of it came all at once in like a 2-week period, and it was enough. Yes, it is a bonus to have the card and a treat in the box, right? Yeah. You're having sun in Washington? I hope so. You get, not as much as we get here with the rain. So it is nice after winter to get that, sunshine. And hopefully, Amanda, you're having sunshine. Overcast there today. It happens, right? You guys probably need rain. Okay, well, we're going to talk about the things. 2 whole days of sun. Yay. Yeah, we've probably had 3. 80? I was excited we had almost 50 degrees here. Or it was in the 50s. I was very excited. Irene, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Saturday. Yay. All my friends. Well, if you're on the live, make sure you pop in the chat and say hello so we can say hi to you too. All right, so here, like I said, I am playing with a treat box. This is the pull and pop treat box. I have dies on both sides of my magnet here because there's quite a few, but the main ones that we need for the box, like the base of the box, are these 2 pieces right here. And then we have this special piece. This is what makes the pull and pop mechanism. So these are really your 3 base pieces. And then we have dies that are going to like dress up the box. And that would be this one and these 3 pieces right here. And this is the only one you're going to need to die cut 2 of, if you want one on each side. So that is the die set. I have my box die cut out and ready to go, so you didn't have to watch my table wobble as much today. And I'll show you those 3 base pieces for the box. Okay, so you have, this is the outer sleeve, and then this is the base of the box. And then the mechanism goes like that. Okay, so when you put those 3 pieces together, you are going to get a box like this. Right? And then when you pull it, the top piece stands up. So it's really cute. Tracy, hello there. Welcome. So these are just a couple I've already made. I thought I'd show you and how they stand up. It's so cute. I'm going to add a couple extra interactive elements to my box today. So you pull it, it pops up. It's just really fun and really cute. And then this one, you can see these are both on like a background, like a panel. This one is not on a panel. I just put this little alligator crocodile friend right on that mechanism. So I'm going to show you how to put this together, and we're going to make it all like cute for St. Patrick's Day. I recently, well, like a year ago, I did 23andMe. It was a gift that my sister gave me. I loved it. Such a good gift. And I found out, which I kind of already knew, that I'm like 100% European and Irish. So specifically. So I'm going to do a St. Patrick's Day. Like I have to, right? I have to do St. Patrick's Day something. Give a cute box to someone. Okay, so I am going to take this screen off and put this on the big screen. Now, when I was getting ready for my project, I pulled out one of my favorite tools. I use this a lot. Are you guys familiar with this? It's the Sketchbook. It's all wonky. I'm going to show you from the front. This is the Sketch, Plan, and Create book from Trinity Stamps. And it has tabs for all different sizes of cards. But I'm not making a card today, so I flipped to the back where we have all of these like dot grid pages, right? And I was able to sketch out my little box. Now, I can't draw things, and that's why I make cards, you know. So I was able to use a tool that comes with this to kind of help me sketch this out and make some lines here. And I thought that was so helpful to have this that comes with the book. So yes, Tanisa brings up a good point. We have a sale going on right now, and you could totally get this on sale. So we have our spring sale going on. It is up to 30% off. You just have to use the code SPRING25 at checkout, and you can get things like the sketchbook on sale, which is such a nice way to kind of plan out what you're doing. And if you are a content creator, then you have, you know, a place to kind of capture what you used. You can capture measurements, and that helps you when you're making your video to be able to remind people of sizes or colors. I should do that more. I often, when I'm doing my voiceovers, will forget, oh, what was that marker? What was that marker I used? So I was able to capture some ideas here, and, you know, where I want to put my small sentiment, what paper I'm going to use. I'm going to do some hot foiling. I got my hot foil machine heating up. It's ready to go. So I just thought I would share that with you, a little bit of my creative process. And, you know, I do use the parts that are designated for cards quite a bit and sketch out my cards. Now you can see they're very sketchy. You know, this is a Christmas tree. Like, they're quite sketchy. But it is really helpful in just getting your ideas out. This doesn't have to be the artwork, although it could, you know, but it is very helpful to me to be able to just sketch things out, do different sizes. It's really nice. It's fun. So I just wanted to remind you of that tool because it's something I love and used for today's project specifically. All right, so like I said, we are going to do some hot foiling. So let's bring the hot foil machine in because it is ready to go. I'm going to have it sideways, I think. I don't know. It just maybe fits better on my surface. And yeah, I'm going to need my die machine too. So we'll grab that, and we'll have one on the side and one on the screen. So I've got it plugged in, and the plate I'm using today, look, it's the Clover background cover plate for hot foiling. This is gorgeous. I love a background hot foil plate. So we're going to get that on. We're going to get that cooking. And I'm going to bring in, I think this is actually brass foil. And we're going to cut just a piece that fits this plate and do a whole background. This is always my trouble. Where's that little edge? Why is it invisible? Does anybody else have that trouble? Let me know in the comments if you are a hot foiler. Do you do hot foiling? Oh my gosh, there's no end on this at all. I was going to pre-cut this, and I thought, no, it takes no time. It's fine. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you do hot foiling. Hey, Lauren. Good morning. All right, so we'll just use our scissors here. Cut us a nice big piece of this brass foil, and we want it pretty side down. And I'm going to use some colored cardstock. Now, colored cardstock can be tricky, right? But this is what I actually think I'm going to do. I realized on my prototype, I need to turn this a little bit, but I don't want to go outside this gray box. Otherwise you can dent the frame, which I've totally done. My hot foil machine is well used. I got this when it very first came out, and it's been a little bit on the fritz. Sometimes this green light won't come on. Yeah, so I'm giving it lots of love and encouragement. And then we want to put our plates on top. And I do have a shim on mine, this yellow piece of paper, just a piece of cardstock. And so I'm going to use that as a shim. That's what I find that I need on my device. You might not find that you need that on yours. So, you know, if you're not getting the best impression, consider adding a shim. And if you're getting lots of excess foil when you do your, what do you call it? Like when you do a run through, then maybe you need to take away a shim. So we're going to wait for that timer to go off, and it's an amazing hot foil plate. And this is one of those plates where you definitely want to save the negative and hot foil that with like a solid plate. It is a process. Cleaning up the mess from your last session. Yes, because it takes room, right? You got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have all the things, which brings me to, I think I could just put this right here. Yeah. I know, I love using the negative. Hey, Lynn. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Okay, timer's off. I'm going to remove this, bring it over here. I am doing all the tricky things. What if it doesn't turn out? I may have pre-die cut some. This doesn't feel hot enough. I'm going nice and slow. I like to hold it before it pops. You know what I mean? Like it kind of goes over that final speed bump. And so I like to hold it right there. We're going to bring it over here. We're going to do the live reveal, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be fabulous. Like I said. Look, isn't that so gorgeous? I love it. So of course, we're going to save this. We're going to do reverse hot foiling with a solid plate. Now, I have heard you could like flip this over and use it as a solid plate because it's solid on the back. But like I haven't had as much good luck with that as other people have. So I'm just going to throw it out there, something for you to try. Right? At your own risk. So there's our background, saving this pretty thing for later for another project. And what we're going to do is use this to die cut out those accent pieces for today's box. So it would be these 3 pieces. And remember, this long one, we're going to cut 2. And then it is this square one right here. Okay, so one thing about this that I find to be a little bit tricky is that when you use low-tack tape on foil, it can remove some of the foiling. So I definitely don't want to put my tape like inside this area. You know what I mean? I want to kind of put it where I'm not going to remove or dull the foiling. So I'm just going to do a little corner, but I, would typically put all these things down. However, I pre-die cut those. So here's all my 2 long ones and my 2 short ones. And actually this one, the middle of my hot foiling, I probably could have used a second shim. So I'll go ahead and cut an extra of these. And we'll have the pieces that we need for our box. So we'll bring back the die machine. And now we need our plates again. And we'll have a really pretty accents for our box. Now, I did use the same color of cardstock as my box because these accent pieces actually fit edge to edge. You can use those with toner sheets in your Mink. Really? Oh. That's awesome. Good share. Okay, so we've got, I'm going to trade this one out. It's better. And we've got our piece here. Now this largest rectangle, actually I like to use 2 of this one as well. You don't have to. This one's actually going to line the bottom of my box and make that part really pretty. And then I die cut out a second one that's going to be the cover of my box, that part that pops up. So I actually did do two. This one's kind of optional if you want to line the inside of your box, but I think it's a really fun addition. So I definitely do that. I like all the details on my projects. If you know me, you already knew that. Okay, so now we're done with that. And let me show you where these are going to go on our box. So let's do our two longest pieces. They're going to go on the outside sleeve of the box. And they're going to go in this middle section right here. And all the things are, you know, the same size. So it's not hard to be like, oh gosh, where does that go? You know what I mean? It's easy because they're the same size to line them up. So that'll go here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on first. And that way the glue has time to set before I'm manipulating this box and trying to put it together. And I like liquid glue. I'm a liquid glue girl. I just find that I can wiggle things around and it holds longer over a period of time. This isn't going to pop off as soon as tape runner would. Sometimes when tape runner gets hot, it'll pop off, which, by the way, if you need something to pop off, you could just heat it up if you used some tape. Lauren Taylor, hello, friend. You guys are so nice coming on and supporting me. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so this is going to show when this is together, you're going to have these pretty sides of your box, but we want the ends to be pretty too. So these ones will go on the base of our box. And if you get easily confused, like myself, you might want to just be like, okay, this is how it's going to go together. I'm going to put it here. It's going to go here. So double check before you glue it down, right? And this one, I love that the die cut the notch for us. So we've got one for this side and one for the other end, which is flat, right? So now we know it's going to go in the middle. We already figured that out. And I'm also the kind of person that is not afraid to do double adhesive. If you're going to use tape, it's going to stick fast, right? And that's good when you're putting a box together. But then the liquid glue is going to give you that longevity. So that's why I like it. Okay, then the inside of the box, which is this side, right? We have this. We want the pretty part to show when we open the box. So that's why I'm adding this layer right here. And that just gives a little something special on the inside. And we had plenty of paper to do that. And you're just going to want to center that up because this is not going to have the same border around the top and bottom as it does on the sides because it's made to work on the top of the box. But it also works for this. So there we've got all of our decorative pieces added. We're going to just set this aside. I don't like to just put it together right away. I like to get all my pieces together and then put things together at the end. I got a little glue mess here. I'm going to get that out of the way because we're going to now do the cute part, the decorating of this panel right here. And since I'm doing St. Patrick's Day, I wanted to do a little ink blending and create a rainbow. So we're going to do that. I like my little grip mat here, and we're going to do 3 colors. And I like bright, fun colors, so we're going to do Picked Raspberry, Squeezed Lemonade, and Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide inks. I'm going to start in the middle because that's the one everybody's going to blend with. And so we'll do our yellow first. Squeezed Lemonade. I've got my brush here. You can see I've already done some ink blending. I rubbed it off earlier, so it's totally good to go. But you could wash these with some mild soap and make sure that you're not going to get any contamination. Now this is going to fill the center up. I don't need to go back and forth very much, just up and down that center. And I'm going to come back and probably do a little more blending as I go, but I'm doing a really small area, so it goes really fast. Oh, thank you, Irene. Yes, it does. When you cut up that, then you have little hints of the foil fun on all the places. Okay, let's come in with our Picked Raspberry. Now the paper I'm using for this is a specialty paper from Trinity Stamps. and it's a mixed media paper. And it's kind of an overlooked thing, mixed media paper. It's really good if you're doing, watery techniques. And I am going to add some water here. Hey, Carrie, good morning. Hello, Elizabeth from Southern California. I hope things are going well for you there. All right, so we've added our pink. You can just start to see the orange coming through, but we're going to do it a little bit more. Hey, Sarah. I am going to have a nod to Sarah in this video. Sarah of Sassy's LLC. All right, let's bring in our blue Mermaid Lagoon. I don't know. I'm just feeling all about the fun, bright colors right now. I guess I am so done with winter. I, as most of you know, have a puppy. It's actually my kiddo's puppy, but they go to high school. And so me, who works from home, often is the one taking care of the puppy. Her name is Nellie. And with all the snow we've been having, I have had to shovel my backyard grass. So this tiny puppy, who is 7 pounds now, can have somewhere to go potty and not get, lost in the deep snow. So I am very happy for that going away. Although once it melted and then it was mushy, like swampy out there. And she loves outside. So I've got towels everywhere. It's been fun. Okay, so you can see I'm just going over again with my brushes, not really adding any ink except a little for the yellow. And look how that turned out. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up. Am I in love with this? I am not in love with that. But guess what? I have a little thing that's going to go on here and we'll never know. So it's totally fine. Okay, that's good. I'm going to keep it. And we're going to do, of course, a little water fun with this. And I got to get this out of here first. Otherwise, I won't do it. Okay, we have that. And now I have a little bit of water here. And I added a little bit of liquid Pixie. It's the Ink on 3 liquid Pixie stuff. I put a few drops of that in here. It's very subtle. It's not a lot. And this mostly is going to give us a fine mist. But I am going to try and do some short spurts to get some bigger droplets. I'm kind of going to town. It's hard for me to control myself when it comes to splattery fun. So, oh my gosh. Oh my word. I don't know if you can see this good. Look. Okay, that's gorgeous. So I wanted to do this first. So we're going to set this aside. We can work now on what's going to go on top of that. The cute part. Okay, look at, that's also pretty. Okay, let's move on. We're going to do some die cutting. Well, I've already done some die cutting, but the set that we're using is this Leprechaun Loot Die Set. So you've got this pot here, and you've got this insert that is the gold. There's also another little die for separate gold pieces. I have it set aside. I'll show it to you in a minute. And then you've got 3 little pieces of clover, 1 shamrock, and 2 clovers. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a fun set. Also, totally could be a black cauldron for Halloween. Okay. Don't forget that. We love to use our dies for multiple things. So here is our pot for pot of gold. And then we have our actual gold piece. So these are these 2 dies right here. And now remember, you can get this die set on sale right now during the big sale at Trinity Stamps. So we have that. And then we have our little clover pieces. Cute. And then I die cut out my gold already from some gold mirror cardstock, and I backed it with rip and stick sheets. So I kind of wanted to leave it here so I didn't lose anything. So we have that. And this is what is going to go on the front of our box today. And so I want to kind of just put everything together. To do that, I have some lightweight chipboard here. I thought I had one skinny piece I had saved. I must have lost it. Okay, so I want to make this a pull-out piece. Let me throw things around a little bit more, right? I want to be able to pull this out when it's on the front of there. So we just need to add a little height here, but I didn't want to do straight up foam pieces. So we're going to just do a little surgery here. Stone soup. I love that, Tracy. Oh yeah, totally could be a black cauldron. You could, even trim the feet off if you wanted. Oh, now I'm like, what else could it be? Okay, so this is just lightweight chipboard, comes with packaging, comes with, what else does it come with? Like pattern paper. It could be the backer with pattern paper sometimes, stuff like that. And so it's really helpful in popping things up. Sometimes I use it to, die cut and make a sentiment thicker. I'll do that too. So what I want to do first is just kind of tape this in place where I know I want it to go. And then I can work on the back and add, my height. So we need some here and then a stopper at the bottom. So this one's kind of wonky. That doesn't matter. I'm going to put that here. And it doesn't have to be pretty, right? No one is going to see this part, just you and me. The recipient not going to see it. I'm going to do 2 layers on all the sides. So I need one over here. Kind of eyeball how long that needs to be. And you can always trim the corners down. Like I'm working with a rounded, yeah, that's a little long. A rounded piece. You could always just cut the corner off so those don't poke out if you needed to do that. And then we'll add a second one. I'm sure you could find some like thin foam and do this too. It just depends on how high you want it to, stick up on your finished project. So you totally could do this with foam strips. It's just, project and personal preference. Oh, a little more glue. Okay, so there we have it. Oh, what happened here? They did not play well. Okay, we'll try that one again at the bottom. And now we have this Kool-Aid Man. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, so you can see just a little on 3 sides. And then that's going to allow us to move this in and out when it's adhered to our super fun background, right? Ooh, ooh. All right, so now we need to do some stamping because we want part of our message or our sentiment really to be on here. Well, why don't we go ahead and do our gold coins? Let's do that because they're out here and, it makes me nervous and I just want to get them done so I don't lose them. Okay, so the pickup tool, very helpful for this. If you have the pickup tool, maybe this would be a good time to get some replacement tips while things are on sale. Although I have to say, I've only used one replacement tip ever. And they just last a long time. They last a really long time. But it's nice to have if ever, maybe somebody else uses your tool and they press down too hard with it, it could crack it. So, it's good to have that on hand. So there's little indentations, little embossed lines that the die created. So I'm just putting the gold pieces there. You have more than enough for that here. And what I love about these gold pieces is that it's not a perfect circle. It's like an ellipse shape. And so that gives it, that depth of this just like sitting in a pile. So for the background piece, I just used some kind of mustardy colored cardstock, and then for the coins, I went in with that gold mirror. But you could, do gold mirror on gold mirror and give it lots of dimension that way. But I wanted to stamp a saying, so I did cardstock for mine. I'm just going to pile more of these on because they're so pretty. I've got them. I didn't lose any of them. They've got adhesive on them. Why wouldn't I? You could also have some of these like falling out and be around the bottom of the pot. That's cute too. You broke one of your wax tips. Yeah, it's not fun. So you're in the middle of using it and you crack it. It's good to have one on hand that's, gonna let you keep going, keep making. All right, so we're gonna put this die away so I don't lose it. This is one of those dies too. I always feel like, oh gosh, if I ever needed a little ellipse for an eye or a cheek, I'm gonna come and grab this. Okay, we've got our pot of gold. Now I feel that we're ready to stamp. We're gonna do the stamping on this piece first because I'm not sure how this guy is doing. He feels a little damp, but I could hit it with the heat tool if I need to. And the reason why I wanted to use this paper, this mixed media paper, is because this is going to be a moving mechanism. You could easily do this ink blending and the little spritz on there on regular paper, but it could warp. And this is a little bit thicker. It's going to hold up better and be something that can move really nicely on my interactive element. So there we go. Okay, we're going to do a little misty action here. I'm going to put my gold piece in, and we're going to stamp You're My first. And the stamp set that I'm using is one from the Simply Sentimental line. Maybe you don't even know about it. It's really fun. It's Simply Sentimental Lucky. Isn't that fun? It has luck, and you can add the Y on several of them. I love that. And it's got a cajillion dies. I mean, all of them. So fun. So you can die cut out your lucky, or you can stamp your lucky. You've got a shadow layer for your lucky, or add the die cut lucky onto the shadow layer. It's the best. They're the best sets. So I am using this one today. So this one's going to say You're My, and we have to do this in segments here. And I am going to use my VersaFine ink because I'm going to use it on this rainbow piece later. So I'm just going to use it for all the things. And I get it everywhere. It's so juicy. I have never re-inked this pad, which is so weird to me. It stays juicy for all time. Okay, You're My, and then we're going to do a little masking and just get that word friend. Otherwise, it's going to say to be your friend. And I want this to say, I'm lucky you're my friend. That's what I want it to say. All right, so this already has some, we're going to have to scoot this over. This already has some ink on it. So I'm speaking of doing things recklessly. I'm going for it because it's kind of dry. Setting that where I want it to be. We're going to ink it up very gently. Remove the tape. That's the key part, is removing of the tape. You could cut your stamp apart too and just piece it back together. Oh, that's what Tanisa said. You could totally cut your stamps apart. I have done it before. It's scary. You're my friend. It worked out. Okay, so we've got that done. And then we're going to want to let our friend know that they have to pull that out of that cauldron. So I'm going to take a little, well, this is the 4-leaf clover. And I'm going to stamp on this with our PaperCrafting Magic Stamp Set. If you don't have this, get it while it's on sale. I use this all the time. I love to make interactive cards. It's got shake, slide, spin, open, pull. I'm interactive. I mean, all the arrows, little stars. It's very cool. There are some dies for the bigger things, dies for the arrows. So if you don't want to stamp them, you could die cut the arrows. Okay, it's very cool. All right, so we're going to do pull. So they know to pull that out. And it fits just perfectly right on this little clover. Look at that. It's tiny fun. Yeah, I have been known to cut my stamps apart, and sometimes I feel brave and other times no. All right, we have a little more stamping to do. I'm trying to read your comments as I go. We're going to stamp right on our cute little background. And this is also from the Simply Sentimental Lucky. And we're going to do I'm So up here in the corner. I don't know that it's completely straight. It's a little uphill. Okay, I'm So. We're going to do that first because we kind of have to tuck the word lucky in. There we go. Sometimes I do it twice without re-inking. And then it gets blurry. That's fine. I'm going to kind of just put my cauldron here and then bring in Lucky, and then I can make sure I've got it where I want it, you know? Yeah, so my Y is going to hang off just a little bit. And, oh, let's keep the magnet. I'm totally fine with that. I like it tucked in there, so to speak. I mean, thank goodness for a stamp positioning tool, right? Oh, I got it a little bit high. That's okay. We're going to be happy with it. We're going to be fine. Okay, so we've done our stamping. For now, I've got a couple other things we're going to add from that paper crafting magic. So we'll get back to that. We need to go ahead and stick this down. So I'm going to take my glue and we're going to just go for it. This is going to hang off a tiny bit, and I just want to make sure that it's centered up and really press that down. See, it hangs off just a tiny bit. You could put another piece here if you wanted to, you know, make this a little prettier. You could totally do that. I'm not prepared to do that at this moment, so we're not doing that. And then we add our insert. Not sure that was quite dry yet. Okay, then my Clover here, my shamrock with the word is going to go up here in this top left corner. Right there. And then I'm going to put the other two down at the bottom. Let's see. I think I want, yeah, this one. Somewhere in here. And then we've got cute little embellishments. Also, if you love like the shamrock clover thing, there are several kind of clover shamrock embellishments. We have like this one that's like confetti. It's like shiny and so pretty. But look, I went off the top, Sarah. Look at my L. These are the things that happen when you're live. Okay, I wanted to kind of bring my cauldron to life and give it some white highlights. So I have a Copic paint marker, and I'm going to just add some white highlights. This is black glossy paper, so that is why I'm not using a regular gel pen. So there we have it. Look, isn't that pretty? It's so fun. Okay, nobody will notice that, right? Okay, so we have this ready to go. We have these things ready to go. I think we're going to go ahead and put it together. And then I've just got a couple other things we're going to add. Actually, no, there's one more thing I want to do before I put it together. Just kidding. I have a Clover here. We're going to color up. Now, this is a really cool stamp set because if you're not like huge into St. Patrick's Day, you just want a little something. Look at this 4x3 set. It's called A Good Friend. The sentiment says, a good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. And then you've got dies that cut out each of these. You've got your 2 clovers and your 1 4-leaf clover. Shamrock. Yeah. All right. So we're going to give this a little bit of color. This is going to be an added element. So we already added one extra pull element. This is going to be an extra pop element to our box. So I've got G09, G05, and G03 for my colors today. I'm going to start with my darkest, and I'm just going to lay that down from the center of each petal here, each leaf. Just kind of feather that out. Going back and just darkening it up a little bit. And then we'll bring in our next color, G05, and we'll make that area a little bit bigger, going over what we already colored to kind of blend those two together. But I'm also going to leave kind of a nice big area for my lightest shade, for that highlight. And this is a small image, so it's really easy to color, but also the leaves are big enough you can get a nice blend there. You haven't seen this set before, isn't it fun? Okay, now I'm going to fill this in, and I'm just going to kind of go in a circular motion. Again, I am going over the edge of what I already colored to soften out that line and kind of blend these together. This is G03 here. I kind of was trying to get my Copic colors to match the green in my ink blending over here. But sometimes you just got to use what you have, you know? Okay. Then we do the same with the stem. So I'm going to start with my darkest right here in the center. And you can just add a little bit more shadow in there too if you need. Come in with our mid-tone and just make that area bigger and finish off with the highlight. There we go. Like that. Okay, then we're going to die cut this out with the coordinating die. And this is going to be our extra little surprise on this box. I'm going to do this over to the side here real quick where my die machine is. Don't mind me. And then we'll have this ready to go. Like that. Isn't it a fun little element to add to this? I love it. Garbage. And I did die cut an extra one without any stamping on it to go behind. And this is going to go on this little window sheet. All right, I'm just going to cut a little piece off the end here. It's probably 1/4 of an inch. I just had this scrap. This is not really seen, so your cutting doesn't have to be perfect, but you could totally do a paper cutter if that's what makes you happy. I've gotten really loose with these kind of things in my older age. As I've, become more experienced of a paper crafter, I've realized some of these things don't matter. And I get so excited to create. Sometimes I will take like little shortcuts. You guys are so sweet. Okay, so I'm taking some double-sided tape, a rip and stick in 1/4 of an inch. This is another thing you could stock up on with the sale. And we're going to bring this in to the base of our project here. So I'm going to do a little assembly real quick. Okay, so I'm going to thread this in through the hole. Like that. So this is kind of poking out the hole. Now, this is repositionable, so if you feel like, oh, I don't like where that is, you can just adjust. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and assemble because I got that piece in. We're going to do all these little fun flaps, these tiny little flaps first on our box. So I'm going to go ahead, take off the backing on all of this. Now, you could really, put 2 strips side by side and really cover these flaps, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm going to come in with liquid glue because it's like insurance, And then I can fold that in and attach that to the box. So I'm going to do just one at a time and go around and do all 4 sides And I'll just hold that for a second before I move on to the next one. And then we fold that in like so. Give that a little love for a minute. And we'll move on to the front. Bring this in like that. Okay, so this pull and pop box, let's talk about that, Sarah. So when this box first came out, I was like, oh my word, I want to do an extra pop-up in the drawer, because a long time ago I made a matchbox that was, the outside looked like a chimney, and when you pulled the box, the Santa popped up on a piece of window sheet. And so I wanted to do that right when this came out. But Sarah, who is the queen of interactive cards, she made one before I did. So I have been holding off on adding this in. And one thing that Sarah did that is really helpful, you probably want to go find her video on the Trinity Stamps channel. She had a little like piece of ribbon. Was it ribbon, Sarah? That you could grab and pull to open the box, which I think is extra clever, extra clever. So there's a lot of fun you can have with this box right here. All right, now we're going to do the flaps, the big flaps, and fold those down. It's going to cover up the little flaps, and it's just going to make the box nice and sturdy. I love that the bottom of this is really strong. You could put some, double-sided adhesive tape there. I think I ran out of time, or I would have, but we're here now, so let's see how it goes. Yes, it was ribbon. I think that's really clever, but I couldn't do it the same as you. There's the Simply Sentimental Lucky Stamp Set. Oh, look at our little helper. Amanda, thank you. You're going to tell us how to do all the things, right, Amanda? Thank you. You're so kind. All right, so now I've got my other side of the box going in. And because we have already done our little window strip, this one is ready to be adhered. And I did get some extra love with double-sided tape on this one. I'm going to put kind of a lot of glue here because we are holding in a piece of plastic. I just feel like you really can't go wrong when you add extra adhesive. All right. There's the base of our box. This is ready to go to add our cute thing. So I want to just I feel like I need to do this piece before I add any of my extras. Okay, so this is our mechanism, and this is going to go in this opening here. There's two flaps. The skinny flap right here, this one is smaller than that one. Do you see that? The skinny one goes in the front. And then the bigger one goes in the back. And it's not going to attach to the lid. It's going to attach to the base of the box. Now you could do this either way. You could attach this here first, or you could attach this here first. It really doesn't matter. You could do it either way. All right, so now we're going to add double adhesive, yes. Also because this is an interactive. And this is going to go so that you don't see that interactive piece in the front of the box. So you don't want to go completely up against that scored line, and you want it mostly centered. So if you have liquid glue, you can always, use that as an opportunity to scoot it around. Thanks for putting up all the links, Amanda. Oh, okay. We need to put you as a manager. We'll figure that out. We're learning as we go with these live videos, everybody. Okay, then we want to adhere this box together. So I just put 1/8 of an inch rip and stick tape here. Whoa. But I want to put this together around the box. So I want my front lined up with my front. And then we'll come around here. And also, you don't want to be too overzealous when wrapping this around and getting it too tight. If you get it too tight, it might be kind of hard for the recipient to actually pull it apart. So I'm going to hold it like this and give it a little love for just a second. Y'all are talking about some things. I don't even know. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this out so I can put both my hands in here and make sure it's really ready to go. And then we need to stick this down to, okay, we're going to stick it down right here, right here. So I have it partway in, but where I can see the back of that box. And I'm just going to cover this with glue, and we're going to fold it this way, and it's going to go right to the score line. And just hold that for a minute. Okay, and then we just want to make sure this is good to go before we start, you know, putting heavy things on it and moving it around too much. So just give it a second. Somehow mine's still crooked, but it's going to work. That's why this opening is a little bit bigger than this piece. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on this guy right here. We'll give that one, this piece right here, a minute to set. I am doing liquid glue and the double-sided adhesive. So I'm going to put this on first, and I'm going to sandwich the Clover between the acetate between the two Clovers. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's just going to give it a little bit more strength and sturdiness, and you kind of need that for this to really pop up. It's just 2 pieces of cardstock, but you see how it has that like springiness? Thank you, Amanda. All right, so then this is going to go in here, and then when you open the box, it'll spring up. So it's like a second pop-up surprise. Isn't that fun? I love it. And it's an easy little thing you can add. But we have more interactive elements on our card, so we're going to add a couple more sentiments there. Let's get this adhered down. We're going to do a little bit of double-sided tape there. You just kind of burnish it down with your fingernail if you're like peeling it up. And then you should be it a little bit easier to grab it and peel it off. And then, of course, we're going to cover it with glue. Now, one thing about this is I find it almost necessary to use liquid glue here because you do have to move this around a little bit. I'm going to do it with the box shut. And so you need the liquid glue to really kind of grab that. And then, you know what I need is this. I'm going to put this under here, press from underneath, and press from the top at the same time, just to let that really grab before I mess with it. And then we'll press it down. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa, I really love your creations. You share your creations on the Trinity Stamps fan page a lot, and I love them. So thank you. Oh, thanks. Okay, so let's tuck this little guy in and see how that goes. Isn't that fun? Okay, so I'm going to put a little something right here because when this is closed, in this lace flat, you have this little space right here, right? So let's put a little something there. We're going to do, I wanted to kind of bring out that teal color. So we're going to stamp surprise inside. This is also from the PaperCrafting Magic set. And so let's bring the Misty back out. And that'll give us a nice you know, just directions for people to really have fun with this box. I think I'm definitely going to put a gift card in there because a gift card fits perfectly inside this box. And then, oh, I want to make sure I cut this paper so it'd be as wide as the box is. Yes, okay. It is like 2 1/4, this paper. And then I think I want to get some of those chocolate gold coins to put on top. Wouldn't that be cute? Oh, you store it with the springy acetate thing out. So when you give it, it's not been sitting there like that for a long time. Love that. That is a really good tip. I'm going to do that. Okay, surprise inside. And then we just need to trim this a little bit with a paper cutter. But I'm also going to, while I have this out, I'm going to do a little bit more stamping. And this is going to go on the face of the drawer, and it's going to say open here. These are also from PaperCrafting Magic. And these are two separate ones. So I'll just kind of line them up best I can. Lovely. Okay, now we've got our two things ready to cut. Thank you, Jana. All right, let's I got all my stamps just on this block here. So later I can clean them up. And let's see, paper cutter. I brought one over so I could do this. Aha. Tiny paper cutter. And then I just eyeball it, make it a skinny little strip. It's about 1/4 of an inch that you can fit right here. And then we'll cut this one down. Oh, that's a little too much. Okay. This one, I'm going to keep the width that it is, the length. I just like filling in that little spot right there. The skinny little sentiment. You could also do like more of the pattern paper, that like hot foiled paper you could put right here. Just a skinny little strip, that would be cute. It needed double adhesive. It is a tiny cutter. All right, this one I'm going to trim the ends off so it's a little smaller. You could also cut it apart and stack them or whatever you wanted to do. Oh my word, that one does not want to stick. It's like, we're on camera, I can't behave. Okay, I'm gonna hold this, talk amongst yourselves. Just kidding. I would like to fill it with real chocolate gold coins. Yeah. Are we talking about the same thing? Boop. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's pull out my, fake gift card that I saved for demonstration purposes. See how perfect that fits in there? Yeah, you could put a little note in there. You also could write on the back. You could, die cut another one of these panels, write a note on it, stick it on the back. I also like on some of my other ones, let's see, this one, you put your gift card in there or whatever, and then once the gift card's out, I had a little message. Sorry, I'm a little slow. And I see the sentiment here. I die cut that out with the coordinating die and put that on there. Oh yes, totally you could fit jewelry. Those little drawstring bags would fit perfect in here. And look, open here. I cut that one apart. All right, and then let's see, this one, I did the same pattern paper and did surprise inside. See the same pattern paper? Isn't that cute? Let's see, this one also, snappy birthday, fits on there perfectly. I did pull on this one, pattern paper inside. And again, this one, I did not put that square panel, that rectangle panel down. I adhered the image right to that pull and pop. So I love this box. It is so fun. On our blog team, Larissa, she makes amazing projects. We have such great designers on our team. She did one with our new Terrific Dinos set. It's really cute. So the design team loves this box too. Speaking of jewelry, oh, I love that, Lauren. I think I know exactly what I'm going to put in this one. Somebody on this in the chat might be getting this box. So there it is, all finished. We've got our I'm so lucky. Oh gosh. Woo, you're my friend. Got a little stuck in there. We've got our surprise inside. Open here. So the surprise is either this pop-up or it's the gift card, right? Isn't that fun? I am super excited to be meeting some of you guys in real life very soon at Creativation or at upcoming scrapbook expos. I'm very excited about that. So we can finally, connect in real life. It'll be fun. So there's today's project. I hope that you're inspired to play with paper outside of just making cards. I love making little boxes. I like making banners, just other things with paper that aren't necessarily a card. I love that. So yeah, I know. I can't wait. Creativation is going to be fun. Okay, let's. Can you hear me now? Lost the sound. Can you hear me when I put the other screen back up? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I don't know why when I take away the one screen, the sound goes away. The sound is connected to that screen, I guess. So yeah, stay there. Oh gosh, you guys. Well, I appreciate you for coming and hanging out with me today, letting me share my love of paper crafting with you. It's so much fun. You guys are, my pals, and I appreciate you. Yeah. So, whatever you're doing the rest of your Saturday, I hope it involves some paper crafting fun. And don't forget to check out the sale that Trinity has going on. That it's a great weekend sale. You can get some of those things like that maybe you need to add more of in your collection. Maybe you need a few more blending buddy brushes. This is a good time to get those at a discount, and some fun things like maybe this pull and pop box. Yeah, it was kind of my goal. Like, let's sell out of this box. Get everyone to buy it. It's so cool. It's like a really fun way to gift a gift card, put a little candy, put a little jewelry in there. I love it. It's really fun. And, you could give it to teachers. You can give it to like maybe people who you frequent their business, like the post office or, something like that. It'd be really cute. Yes, the blending buddy brushes. I even I have the blue, but I also like have one for when I do clouds, and it's a really light blue. So yeah, I kind of have a lot. I need a lot of them because I do a lot of the discount code again is spring 25. Spring 25. There you can see it on the screen. Save up to 30% off, and it's between now and the 3rd. Use that code at checkout, spring 25. And you'll get, a discount on a ton of things. Now, it's not on the latest release, but everything else. Yeah. Not on things that are bundled either, because those are already at a discount. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I know I'm going to be doing some more crafting. I'm going to do another live with some people in the chat. So, if you're looking for something to do, come join us. 30% on retiring products. There's some good stuff in the retiring products. Really cute things. All right, guys, I thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you back here again next Saturday, 10 in the morning. And if you're catching this on replay, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.